Hi everybody. Your first video notes. Please try your best to stay along with me, and if you need to stop and pause it, feel free to. Today we're talking about powers of an exponent, and you know a little bit about exponents. We just did the first set of Doodle notes, but I want you to try this because this is really relevant to the next puzzle you're going to have to solve. All right, so this is called power of an exponent, and this picture right here is a little overwhelming. What's going on here? But these are powers of 2. So 2 to the first power is in this section here. I want you to notice how many dollars this bag is going to represent a dollar. So 2 to the first power means 2 taken one time. So it's just 2. So this equals 2, and I want you to write that in there so you don't forget. We're going to start looking for a pattern here soon. If I have 2 to the second power, that means 2 twice. So 2 twice is 2 times 2, and that equals 4. So there are 4, money bags there. Let's write in the next one. Obviously, 2 to the first power, then 2 to the second power. This is going to be 2 to the third power. And if you count, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 bags. So this is 2 to the third power is 8, or 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 4 times. Or 3 times. Sorry. The next one, 2 to the fourth. Now, we're supposed to draw these dollar bags in. I'm not going to get crazy because I'm not a good artist by any means. But what I'd like you to do is draw all of the sets of 2 that we have to have, okay? So I'm going to pause the video so you can do that. As you can see, I have some beautiful money bags there. Circles, that's about all I can handle drawing. But let's count. If you noticed, you should have, first of all, you should have 16 dollar bags there because this is a pattern that keeps growing. 2, 4, 8. It's doubling every single time. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is, indeed, 16. I'm going to do the exponent first on the next one. We know this is going up by 1. 2 to the first, 2 to the second, 2 to the third, 2 to the fourth. Now we're doing 2 to the fifth. And in this space here, you should draw 32 money bags. I'm going to do that. Here's my beautiful drawing. There are 32 money bags there. So there's 16 on each side. And we're going to write in 2 to the fifth is the same value as 32. Okay? I want you to notice when we have powers and exponents, our number is growing very quickly. I mean, 2 to the second power is a 4, but 2 to the fifth power is 32. It's growing very quickly. Make sure you have all this. I'm going to go on to the second part of this page, but I need to pause the video. All right, now I have a question for you. If you noticed up above, let me scroll up now so you can see it. Up above, we went 2 to the first, 2 to the second, 2 to the third, 2 to the fourth. But what would happen if we had 2 to the 0 power, if we went backwards? So I want you to write yourself a note. Go backward. And it's really hard for me to write on this, so you're going to write faster than me, but go backward. That's what I want you to write. Okay, so 2 to the 0 power, I want you to imagine. I'm going to scroll up so you can see this better. If I had 2 to the fifth was 32. 2 to the fourth is 16. 2 to the third is 8. What's happening to our total value each time? It's being divided by 2 when we go backward. So if it's being divided by 2, another way to say it is it's being multiplied by a half. So if 2 to the first power is 2, and I multiply 2 by a half, or in other words, I divide it by 2, what am I going to get? Well, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So if I have a 0 power, if I have 2 to the 0 power, that equals 1. Strange, but this is something very important for you to write. So make sure you have that. So this is the part I need you to write in this space. It's really too hard for me to write it out, so I'm going to leave it up here for a few seconds. But read along with me when we are writing this. Obviously, we wrote already, we're going to go backwards to see the pattern. As we increase by the power of 1, the total value is going to double. But if we go backward and we decrease by the power of 1, we should cut it in half. So from 2 to the first power down to 2 to the 0 power, it should cut in half. Okay? When I say cut in half, that means dividing by 2, or multiplying by 1/2. Multiplying by 1/2 is the same thing as dividing by 2. Remember that, please. I'm going to pause the video. Please pause yours. Make sure you have all of this written down before I move on. So let's fill in this bottom part of our notes. If you notice up here, we're going to let all of the y values be the same thing, the same value as 2 to the x power. So let's start with an easy one. If I have 2 to the first power, this basically means 2 to the first power. What did we say the value is of that up above? It's 2. What about 2 to the second power? Well, 2 times 2 is 4. 2 to the third power is 8. Please make sure you're writing these in with me, okay? 2 to the fourth power is 16. And remember what we said, to figure out 2 to the 0 power, we can just move backwards. That's the best way to see the pattern, by going down. So if 2 to the first power is 2, 2 to the 0 power, we already talked about it. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So let's graph it. Okay, so very quickly, let's graph this. So if x is always on this axis right here, okay, so at 0, 2 to the 0 is 1, so let's make a dot there. That's the y-axis. When x is 1, 2 to the first power is 1. It's 2. Mrs. Pearson's watching me. We have a time crunch here. 2 to the second power is 4. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's not linear, is it? Do you remember linear? Last year we learned linear is a straight line. This is not a straight line. Okay, so now if x is 3, 1, 2, 3, that means the y value is 8. Okay, so that was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is growing quickly. And the next one's going to go up to 16. So from 8, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and over 1. Oh my gosh, look how quickly this graph grows. Hope your line is nicer than mine. It should look something like that. I've run out of time and period 6 is coming in, so I'm going to show you the answer key. Make sure that you have this part written here where it says explain it. It says here the value doubles each time the exponent increases by 1. For 3 to the x, it would triple. So this base determines how much it increases every time. Make sure you have that down. Make sure you put these Doodle note sheets into your math lab notebook. Thank you.